As mentioned today, the people in Austria are lucky because they belong to the first, which are common with the advantages of passive houses. And so I was also asked to tell you something about the situation of renewable energies in combination with passive house standards, and also about the environment, what have been the reasons the passive house standard could be established in Austria, and especially in Tyrol within the last 10 years, quite a lot. So, for the next, thanks. That at the beginning should be mentioned. Austria has to do a lot of work if we want to reach the Kyoto targets. That perhaps is not well known, but we are not really the front runners. If we look at the CO2, where we should be and where we are in reality. And so there are really quite a lot of things to do to reach the ambitious targets. And well, we don't want to use force to get people in passive houses. We want to document all the advantages. The next, please. In Austria, we use a lot of energy for heating, that's clear, in the mountains. But as you see, the most energy we use is for heating our buildings. And we use a lot of fossil energies for heating and climating our buildings. And that should be changed. And well, energy efficiency is one thing to reach that. The next, please. Here you see the situation is quite clear, and especially in Tyrol, because the distribution systems for gas are also for heating, for community heating systems are not quite good. Because of the mountains, and that's the reason why in Tyrol we have about 60 to 70% of oil used for heating. The next. And Austria is a country which has not a lot of fossil energies. We have to import that. And therefore we are quite, we depend a lot, especially from the eastern and from the far eastern countries. And it's one of the targets for the Austrian government to change this situation. The next, please. So using renewable energies is quite important, and beside energy efficiency, especially with passive house standard, is one of the two main columns for the energy future of Austria. If someone of you has heard of the community of Gössing, they have a very intelligent energy distribution system, which not only brings the heating energy into the households, but also gives energy to the small industry, and they do a lot of research work using renewable energies. The next, please. The situation with hydroelectric power, as you know, we have a lot of water, but a lot of these resources have already been used. There's not a lot of potential left. In Tyrol, the hydroelectric power is very important, and that's one of the political problems we have at the moment. The federal government in Tyrol is just focusing this hydroelectric power potential, but not really interested in energy efficiency, because Tyrol has some kind of privilege to produce electricity. The next, please. Very good combination to use water and wind energy is demonstrated with this graphic. The most time we have a lot of wind, we could use the wind to get the water up into the storages and use that in the times where the wind is less, and that could bring us a lot of electricity with very low costs and a very sustainable energy that would be. Next. Also the solar energy, especially if you focus on Tyrol, we have not a lot of fog, we have a lot of sun, and that is especially for passive houses a very interesting thing, because you gain part of the energy by the windows working as collectors with sun. Next, please. Tyrol has a lot of alpine risks. Within the last 10 years, we had a lot of water in the summer, also this summer, avalanches in the windows, and well, that is something which is not very comfortable if you live in Tyrol, to think of that risks, and that should be not too easy to try to get people in using less fossil energies because of the risks of climate change. Next. Next. So the structure of the IGs, passive house, they are really regional structures. They started in Vorarlberg, in Tyrol, in Upper Austria, in Eastern Austria, Vienna, in Styria and Burgenland, in Carinthia and Salzburg. And all these regional interesting communities formed the IG Passive House Austria. And also, especially Tyrol as a region, succeeded in spreading the idea of the IG Passive House also in South Tyrol in Italy and in the nearby regions of Rosenheim in Germany. And well, that model within the last 10 years spread a lot, and at the moment in Tyrol we have nearly up to 80 enterprises, planners, architects, which form this IG Passive House Tyrol, and that's, I think, quite astonishing. But if you know a bit about the background, well, it's clear why the people in Tyrol are they have a lot of motivation to spread the energy efficiency. Next, please. So what have all these regional IGs in common? We are no-profit organizations, associations, and the members are first craftsmen, small and medium enterprises, some bigger enterprises as Internorm, or for example some insulation companies, engineers and architects, a lot of amateurs. That's also very interesting. And we are running our budgets without subsidies, and therefore we are quite independent from political strategies. The next, please. So how do we think to convince people that passive house standard is the best for them? we try to realize beacon projects, and we succeeded especially with the Neuheimer Tirol, which is one of the biggest social housing companies in Austria, especially in Tirol. Also in Innsbruck, the Innsbrucker Immobiliengesellschaft is at the moment thinking about a passive house standard, not only with new buildings, but also with renovating old buildings. Both of these companies have joined some research projects, and especially the Neuheimer Tirol with very interesting beacon project, about nearly 400 social housing apartments, which were certified by the Passive House Institute. That was quite a success, because all the tenants are very content, and they were asked if they want to live in some other buildings, and most of them want nothing else than passive house standard, and that's quite good, because a good project, I think, is one of the best things to convince people. We also try to spread our idea in the environment, especially in the federal state government of Tyrol. We try to implement passive house standards within the regional building codes, and also to get some interesting housing subsidies, because that is very interesting and a very important element in the politics. And also, that's natural, we do a lot of press work and lobbying. And another very important column of our activities is to spread the knowledge about passive house standard. We do a lot of training, the passive house designer trainings, which were developed with ETSA in Kempten and with the Energieinstitut in Vorarlberg. We do at the moment a lot of training for craftsmen, and also consulting related on projects getting on their way. The next, please. Well, if you look at that building, especially the right one, you wouldn't think that this is a picture of the main building of the federal government in Innsbruck, in Tyrol. That's also a way how to feel comfort in a room. On the one side, you get really chilled or cooked. On the other side, you're getting very cold. So, well, we have to do that in another way. Thanks. Typical Tyrolean passive house. There are a lot of different ways. It's not really a question of architecture. It's clear that good architecture is liked by the people, and it's more easy to convince them of passive house standard if the buildings have a high architectural quality. Next. 10 years ago, we had the first examples of office buildings in passive house standards in Tyrol. These examples were very important to spread this success in our country, in our region. Next one. Social housing in Vorarlberg. Well, attractive architecture combined with energy efficiency and passive house standard. Next. That is, I would say, really one of the milestones in Innsbruck. All the members which joined the passive house, the international passive house assessment in Innsbruck, they know this project. It's the Lodnarel, and well, it was very important to implement the passive house in Tyrol. Next. You see the structure. It was not planned at the beginning that these buildings should be passive houses. That was a thing which changed within the process, and I think most important thing was a very attractive subsidy, housing subsidy, which convinced the Neue Heimattirol to build passive house standard. The next. There had to be done a lot of construction work, that's clear, and it was very helpful that this building was certified. That was the following project, the next 400 apartments in passive house standard within 3 years. And well, we are spreading passive house all over Austria. That is a house designed for my brother from my office with new technology, cross-laminated wood construction, which makes it very easy to get the house airtight, and which follows also the idea of sustainability. Next. So, our further ambitions, further trainings, implementing passive house knowledge also in engineering and architecture schools, in universities. We are organizing a lot of excursions, not only for people from Austria, but also from abroad. We had people from Japan, from Korea, from China, from all over the world. And well, our target is to share the advantages of passive house standard and to make these advantages more common. And that I think will be the most easiest to get the passive house standard spread in Europe and all over the world. Thanks.